So my name is Mark Walker, and this is the story of my father's cardiac arrest. It was about midnight that morning of September the 10th. I received a call from my mom, and she said my dad was having some heartburn. And that was not uncommon for him, especially that time of the evening, but it seemed to be a little bit worse than normal. Being a paramedic, I was scheduled to go on shift that next morning at 7 a.m. at the time. And so I just asked her, went through the list. You need shortness of breath, is it radiating anywhere? And he says, no, and absolutely not. She was like, what do we need to do? And I was like, well, let's let him take his antacids. If it doesn't get any better or if it gets any worse, don't call me again, call 911 or go to the hospital. And that was it. I went to bed. About 2 o'clock in the morning, I received another phone call. It was my mom, and she was on the way to the hospital, and she said, your dad's pain is not getting any better. And again, I asked her, I said, well, is it radiating anywhere? And she says, no, it's no pain in the jaw, no pain in his arm, no shortness of breath. And I said, well, okay, I'll meet you at the hospital. When Dad arrived at the hospital, just as he got to under the canopy there at the ER, he went into cardiac arrest. Very fortunate that somebody was there. They were able to immediately go get a defibrillator, start CPR on him, early defibrillation with that defibrillator there in the car, and was able to get Dad back. He went in the hospital where he went into cardiac arrest again and had to be defibrillated a total of 16 more times before he was resuscitated. But that being said, he was resuscitated because somebody recognized the signs, number one. 2, somebody was willing to help. 3, somebody knew CPR. And 4, somebody knew that there was an AED and the AED was going to make a difference. And it most certainly did. My dad was able to actually leave the hospital about 3 days later. And because of that resuscitation, my dad got to meet my future wife. He was able to officiate my weddings. He was very worried about the walker line ending. I was the last male walker, and he was able to see his grandson being born. He was able to officiate in my deacon ordination at my church. And all of those things that I would not have been able to experience with my father, I was able to. But beyond that, what I was able to learn from him after that about being a man, about being a father, about being a husband, things that I had not experienced yet. I had somebody I could ask questions and get guidance and advice from, and I got 20 more years with him because of that. And it's something that you can't say thank you enough to the folks that did what they did and used the device that they had.